Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. You are watching United TNT. In today's video, we are going to look at the future for Manchester United in the next 3 to 4 months. Why I feel that Manchester United will finish in the Champions League spots. The traditional top 4, which now has become top 5. Here is my take on why I feel, what are these reasons that I feel that United will achieve this feat this season. Let me know in your comments, and if you like the video, please do subscribe and let's watch along. Now, the first big reason that I feel that United will finish in these Champions League spots is the kind of play that Michael Carrick will adopt. If you saw in the Manchester derby, our style of play was free and aggressive. These were the two major call-outs in our game, which was not seen in the Amorim era. Ruben Amorim always played a little defensive, though the 3-4-3 system is more on attack, but the mindset of the players had become very defensive. Ruben Amorim had not lost a single match in his last 8 matches, though we dropped a lot of points in those matches. But we dropped a lot of points, so we had a lot of draws. A draw with 10 men Everton at home, a draw with bottom side, a draw with relegation struggling bottom 3 teams like West Ham, right? So the kind of play that we had back then was very defensive. He was probably going for a long-term success with United, but I think that is what we saw in the Manchester derby. All the aggression, the shackles being put away. That is what Michael Carrick brought to the team, and I think that is very important for United to get back their mojo on that aggressive style of playing, because Michael Carrick has nothing to lose in the next 5 months. He has been given a contract for the remaining season. He knows that he will not be getting the permanent United manager job, as the club is already looking for a manager. However, the only thing that Michael Carrick can do is make his case stronger to get that job. And what can he do to get that case a little stronger? Finish in the Champions League spots. Take Manchester United to the Champions League positions. We have not been in the Champions League for the last 2 seasons, right? This is apt with the kind of table that we are in currently. If Carrick can make them play aggressively, make them attack more, we might lose matches because of this, right? But if we lose 2 and win 8, I think that is still better than drawing 6, winning 2 and losing 2. So we will have a better points tally, and I think Michael Carrick will go behind this kind of strategy. He will prove himself in the next 5 months and make sure that United is playing aggressive football, which we saw at the Manchester derby. Now, the second reason why I feel United will finish in these Champions League spot is that this is the only competition we are left in. We have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup in the first rounds. This has never happened since the 82-83 season. We are anyways not in Europe, thanks to our previous season and an abysmal performance, finishing in the 15th position. We had no European matches. Now we are out of the 2 cup competitions in the country. United will play the shortest season ever, 40 matches since 1910-1930 seasons. Our sole focus will be Premier League. I think because of that, we will have a lot of advantage. We will have less injuries to the players. We will have fresher players during every game of the Premier League after a 7-day break or a 6-day break at max. And that will help us drive the aggression that I just spoke about, the kind of attack that we want in our team, the United DNA, making sure that everything we do starts from attacking. The defenders also attack and the attackers also attack. That's the kind of philosophy that United has always seen, which we got to see in the Manchester derby. And I think because we do not have any competitions other than the Premier League, we will solely be focused to get that Champions League spot. And I think Michael Carrick understands that and knows that. So I think this will work in our favor, and let's hope that it works in our favor. Now, another reason, or the third reason that I feel that United will finish in these Champions League spot, is that we have a full squad currently available with Michael Carrick. It is very harsh for Ruben Amorim, because when he was on those bad run of games, he did not have key players in his squad. The three players had gone to AFCON, Ahmad and Mazraoui, all three starters. Delete and Maguire, who were the backbone of the defense in the starting of the season, were out. A horror injury to Bruno Fernandes, who generally does not get injured. So the timing was very peculiar, a little bit superstitious as well, that when he got injured is when Ruben Amorim got fired, given their relationship and how good a bond they shared. Bruno Fernandes was absent. Mason Mount got injured in one of those games. Mainoo, who we thought that will fill in for these two players, got also injured during that time. And we had a lot of young players being played. Some players that had not played so much minutes in the season were being played under Amorim. So it was a tough time, that 1.5 month period. In the last match, the Manchester derby, we had nearly 90% of the squad back to fitness, right? And we saw what we did. So I think now, since players are back, Mazraoui will also be available. It is only Delete who's still out. But other than that, we have an entire squad of players fit and raring to go. And I think this will work well with Michael Carrick. He will have a lot of options to change. He showed that in the derby with Cunha, Šeško being dropped to the bench. So that was the kind of firepower we were expecting to bring when we put our substitutes on. And I think that is a very, very strong statement for a team vying for a Champions League spot, right? I think having a squad fit and raring to go with less matches during the week, only one match a week, will help United get to those Champions League positions and rack up some points. They might end up ahead of Liverpool at a 4th position as well. Another reason why I feel United will finish in those spots is that the players under Ruben Amorim were in positions they were not comfortable with or familiar with. They had to play that kind of style because the manager wanted them to play like that, and if they did not play in that sense, they were put on the sidelines. Classic example, Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, who would have been out of the club given how strong Amorim had his stance on him of not playing him in that central midfield area. With Manchester City as well, the formation that we had, the kind of freedom that players got is what worked in that match. It was not a tactical masterclass that Michael Carrick had. Yes, there were a lot of good things that he played, especially the diamond of the front four that was created every time City was starting their attack from the back was something that Michael Carrick had implemented. I think letting the players play in their position was the biggest unlock that we had, and I think this will help us going forward as well. Ahmad not playing right wing back but playing right wing, which is his preferred position. Bruno Fernandes not playing a deeper central midfielder role but an attacking midfielder role. And you saw what Bruno did. So many through passes, so many chances created. I think Bruno could have 3 or 4 assists if the scoreline would have been what we should have seen, which is 4 and 5-0, right? Just letting the players play in their preferred position has helped United unlock their win against Manchester City. I think this will help United going forward as well because of this freedom that players will get in their positions, right? This is another important thing that we will see during the Carrick era, and this will help us gain momentum, gain some points as well. Now, coming to one of the key factors why I feel this will happen, Kobe Mainoo. The name has been in the news for a long time throughout this season. Previously, it was for him leaving Manchester United, his boyhood club, who he loves dearly, wants to give it all. He was our star 2 years back when we won the FA Cup, and cut to today where he was being pushed out of the club by the ex-United manager. There was always going to be a lot of debate once Amorim left. What will happen with Mainoo? Will he start? Will he get the minutes? I think Fletcher started him in one of the matches against Brighton, and then in the Manchester derby, Carrick also gave him that chance. And I think he took that chance really well, especially in the derby. He was one of our best players on the field. He had some killer stats on the pressing that he was doing. He made 77 aggressive presses in that match, which was the highest by any United player this season. That was also shown that he was aware of his position and his role, and he also had the freedom to go forward in attacks, leaving Casemiro to fend the central positions. So I think Mainoo will express himself even more in this remainder of the season, and I think we will reap the benefits of that. There has always been conjecture of getting Carlos Baleba in, Adam Johnson. There were a couple of more names that we wanted to bring as central midfield options. But I think if we can harness Mainoo's tactical brilliance in our team, we will probably not need these kind of players and can go for some other kind of player profile as well. I think Mainoo's unlock during this remainder of the season will help us push over to the Champions League spots and get into Europe next season for sure. The last point that I feel why we will get these spots is because of the closely fought campaign for those Champions League spot between the teams this season. I think Liverpool, who sit currently in the 4th position, and down to Brighton in the 12th position, only 4 to 5 points separate these positions. A lot of teams will play against each other, a lot of points will be dropped. So we just have to make sure that we capitalize on this and make sure that we are racking points and going ahead in the table battle. Especially, for example, Liverpool have not won a match for the last 4 games. Chelsea, who have just sacked Enzo Maresca, they have gotten the Liam Rosier into the club, very new and novice coach, so we don't know what they do. Newcastle has been struggling with their form in the Premier League and managing European nights in the Champions League as well. Brentford, who is in the mix, are just happy to be there. I don't think they will be able to challenge the Champions League spot throughout the season. And then if we go down till Brighton, Sunderland, these are teams that might fade away from those 4th and 5th positions and then start fighting for the 6th and 7th position for Europa League and the Conference League. Right now, this season, I think the first 3 are pretty secure. Arsenal will definitely win the title this year after 22 years. Manchester City and Aston Villa will probably shuffle within the 2nd and 3rd. If Aston Villa lose form, there is a possibility of 3 positions being fought for, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Other than the teams currently in the mix, I think we have a better chance of getting these positions for sure. We need to capitalize on mistakes by the other clubs. So all in all, these reasons, these 6 points, I feel will make United definitely a contender for the Champions League spots. If the form for other teams is vary, we can as well climb to a 3rd or a 4th place as well. But we need to perform, win our matches and see what other teams are doing around us, right? So all this conversation is basis that United start winning their matches. If we do that, we have a very strong chance given the circumstances around us. And we have a strong team and mindset going forward in the remainder of the season. Michael Carrick will harness that for sure, since it is his limited time at this job. He would want to prove everyone wrong about his competencies. He would want that United job in the summer. If he is not getting the United job, he would want another club picking him as a manager, another big club, right? This is trial for Michael Carrick's future as well. There are a lot of positives that we can dwell on currently in and around the club. And I feel that given the circumstances, given the time of the season that we are in, I feel that we have a very good chance in getting to the Champions League spots, right? 4th or 5th, and who knows, 3rd also, right? I'm 100% sure that after 5 months, I will be sitting here congratulating the team in getting to Europe next season. And I think I have very strong conviction. Let me know if you feel the same. Do you agree to these reasonings that I have given? If yes, well done. If no, please comment, please tell me what you think about this. And if you like this video and want more videos to come on this channel, please subscribe. Till then, keep watching United TNT. GGMU.